I don't care if grandma bought it herself, if Jesus Christ airmailed it to her. I don't care who purchased it. If I say give it to me, if I say don't use it, that's what it is. I don't care. It should be baked into the cake. Anything as it relates to my child, I'm gonna have dominion over. Ain't nobody gonna override that. Period. So my daughter's, I think her first phone I gave her was like an iPhone 4 that I bought her. I don't know what grade she was in, maybe fourth or something. It was a long. But she had phones a long time. What that literally any given moment run that phone. Now that she's about to be 17, I don't go through the phone because I understand she's a little girl. You know what I'm saying? A young woman, I should say. But her mom is gonna go through that phone at any given moment. It's literally baked into the cake. That is the whole culture. You literally only do what we allow you to do. Ain't no entitlement or nothing like that. None of this belongs to you at any given point. You don't have any say so. Once again, if you get a job and you buy it, I don't care. You still don't have say so over that until you leave this house. And so that's just kind of what it is with me.
Sean, why is her mom allowed to go through her phone and you're not?
The same reason that at some point um, I stopped helping her wash up and things like that. Because my I was trying to teach her is that girls have girl parts and boys have boy parts. And so I do believe in a little girl having that space away from her dad. Because let's just say, for instance, she was on a weight loss journey and she's taking pictures on her weight loss journey. For me as a dad, that's not something that I feel like I need to violate that space. But obviously, her and her mom, that's a safe space. Now, if it was my son, run that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think as a girl, I think certain things have to be handled with care as it relates to her dad. Just my opinion. Not telling nobody else what to do, but that's just how I handle it.
Basically, basically, I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see up in that.
Right. She's about to be 17, and reality is reality. You never know what could be in it. But mom, go through that. Understand?
Well, I know for me,
Hey, Sean,
I
check
gave,
again. Sorry.
no, you good. I gave my kids their phones in middle school, and they was always get the hand me down phones, right? That was always their first phone. So my son got his first phone in the seventh grade, and my daughter got her first phone in the sixth grade. But I kind of really put it off for more for my son because his ass was a little goddamn freak. So we really had to watch that shit. So I love the options that we had, um, where we can cut off the internet. I cut off the phone service. I limit on how much time that for those parents who don't know anything about that, please take advantage of it. You can limit your son's time on social media, cut their Wi-Fi off. You know what I'm saying? Cut it off to them and all of that. So I definitely utilize that because he was playing sports. So we also need to know what's going on with my son, what's going on with him, and where he's at practice, or when practice over, when we need to come get him. So we just to make sure, like we all said, to keep in contact and keep up with him. And he likes to spend the night over his cousin, so we want to make sure we're able to talk to him just in case we need to talk to him. But we also know we also watch that bill and watch that usage and make sure there wasn't no usage during school hours. And if there was, he violated. Yeah, you got to bring that phone in here. You know what I'm saying? So whenever that GPA fell below 3.0, yeah, you need to give that phone up. So these kids, you take the phone, man. It's like you taking a life. So that was a good way of punishing whenever I need to by just taking the phone away from them. So.
All right.
It's interesting. I just had this conversation today with my kids. I have four. The oldest is 14. Gave her phone last year when she turned 13. My particular reason is a little bit different than most. I mean, I needed to be able to get connected to her as often as possible because I didn't have her mom available, obviously, for her to kind of monitor her as much as we did since we homeschooled. Somebody else helped me out with her education on that regard. So I needed to get her a phone because she was going to be more outside of the house than normal. And so what I've done is decided to, I check with her every now and then. I plan on getting, I can't think of the app that is out there to make sure that I monitor it. But what I told her is that at any particular point in time that I check it and I see something that I don't like, then she don't have a phone no more. It's not an option. at all. I don't, in my personal opinion, as a teacher, as a former teacher, and I guess I'm gonna always be a teacher. Parents give their children phones way too soon. I can see middle school because you're more away from the house, but giving a fourth grader, fifth grader, even a sixth grader a phone, it's a major distraction, and kids don't understand that necessarily their responsibility. So that's what I've seen in the years that I've been teaching. And even Steve Jobs, he didn't even create the phone and the iPad for kids. He even himself said that he minimizes or limits the availability that his own kids have access to screen time. And screen time is even bad for us as adults, right? So why would we want to give our kids, not necessarily you, but just people in general, why would you want to give your kids so much access? So in the summer, what I do, their screen time to get 4 hours, and we divvy them up. Currently, it's from 12 to 2, and they have to have already done their math, their reading, and their writing, and their chores before they even get to their screen time. And then they have a second time throughout the course of the day, from 6:30 to 8:30, where after dinner, before dinner, where they have the time before they go to bed, since it's summertime. But once school starts during the week, they may or may not get it. If they do get it, they only get an hour of time on screen. And then on the weekends, they get 2 hours. And all that's predicated on did they complete their chores. So that's how I operated.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in on this?
Yeah, I don't understand how you can allow a child to believe something is theirs that they didn't pay for. You ain't paid for it. Ain't no personal implies that it's something that you pay for that belongs to you, right? Ain't no personal space. Ain't no personal devices. I never had no problem with my kids. All my kids was in sports, gymnastics, all that stuff, but they knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? It was known off bat. It's not implied. I just don't understand where. I just don't understand the argument of people saying, kids are, freedom and all. Nah, you free when you get out there on your own. You under my reign and my instruction. Until then, you're going to do what I say. If you don't like it, get out. It's just that simple.
There's always the other side of the door.
You know what I'm saying? So, it wasn't no question. My phone, your phone, you ain't paying for it. It don't matter. If I'm gonna take it, you gonna give it up, or I'm gonna take it from you, whichever you like. It's completely up to you. But at this point, in our world, a cell phone is like having a pen in your pocket when we was little. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same thing. You got to be able to communicate with your parents. A lot of, especially if your kids in public schools, a lot of their lessons are now online where they go and download their lessons. They got to have some type of internet access. You know what I'm saying? So it's just part of the game now. But as far as a child denying you access to a device or something that you provide for them on a monthly basis, I think is a moot point. It don't go like that.